So as I do consider, I will be talking during this video, so before I get into it, I'll drop your comments, likes below on the channel, and if you do consider, as I always do that right now. So you see on FIFA Ultimate Team, £119,300 FIFA points, 125 wins, 60 draws, 138 losses. I'm not doing too good on FIFA recently, to be quite honest with you guys. Gonna go on that in a minute, see our division rivals. Division rivals. So we'll take 35,000 coins. That's still a good reward. You know, it boosts my coins up. As I said, I think packs are a bit of a waste of money on this game because you never get the players that you want. But anyway, I'm going to play a couple of games and let's get straight into the tape. So I've been reading a couple of reports, as I said, potentially, and Jose Mourinho has given us a bit early team news going into a Liverpool game on Sunday, which potentially I think Manchester United are going to lose easily because the performances aren't good enough, and I think the board and the owners, you know, potentially need to recommend the right man for the job, you know, to get us competing and challenging for major honours, as I said. But Mourinho, I want him out now. I want Ed Woodward out, and I want Ed Woodward out and Mourinho out, and I want the Glazers out of this club as soon as possible. But he's given us a bit of early team news. We know we have got a lot of problems defensively. Rojo came off reportedly at half time. I shouldn't replace him because he's suffered an unsuspected injury. He's got an injury. Mourinho's confirmed Darmian's injured, Lindelof's injured, Smalling's injured. I think Luke Shaw's a doubt as well, according to what I saw. He's injured as well. So we have got a lot of players that are injured going into the head of the Liverpool clash. We know Sanchez is also out attackably as well. Mourinho obviously potentially is confirmed. Lingard, Rashford will be playing in the game, and Ashley Young, so he's confirmed Lingard, Rashford and Young will be playing. Obviously the substitutes that came on yesterday in the Valencia game, so he has confirmed that. Liverpool have got Chamberlain out for the season. I think they've got Joe Matip out until January as well. It said James Milner's suffered some muscle cramps as well, potentially. But as I said, the game yesterday, absolutely shocking performance. You know, potentially Mourinho hasn't learned his lesson. He hasn't learned his lesson potentially, you know, from the Valencia defeat. Mourinho before the game obviously made 8 changes. He's going to put De Gea and Matic back in the squad on Sunday, but Mourinho did give us 2 key promises that he was going to start Pogba and Pereira, which he did, and Pogba failed to make the impact. Mourinho demanded he wanted Pogba to make an impact in that game, and Pogba failed to do so. As I said, he missed a glorious opportunity. The first half went wide. It was terrible, as I said, and potentially Pereira did okay, made a couple of decent runs, as I said. And you know, he had a lot to say in his post-match interview, Jose Mourinho. He said we lacked intensity and ambition. He said the group was hard, but we did enough and we got the points. The Jose Mourinho, but he did say potentially, the Jose Mourinho, he said we potentially improved when we brought Rashford and Lingard on, you know, towards the end. But he said we looked too passive, we looked comfortable on the ball. As I said, we didn't show any intensity. But his build-up play yesterday was absolutely shocking. We missed out on the opportunity to win the group because Juventus lost them as well. That's what frustrates me more than now. We failed to replicate the recent performances that we have been putting out good, because we did put a good performance out. We did put a good performance out against Fulham and Arsenal because the level of commitment was there, as we all know. We know Mourinho had a lot of players rested yesterday. And you know, he wanted to give players minutes under the belts, and he was resting key players for Sunday. But I said that team was still good enough to beat Manchester United because a lot of money's been put into that team, £400 million. Potentially we're sitting 6th in the league, which we shouldn't be in, even though Gregory said we shouldn't be 6th. We're 16 points from top, 8 points behind top 4. Owen Hargreaves had the say, you know, Michael Owen as well had the say. He potentially said he thinks Man United are going to go into that game on Sunday. He thinks Liverpool are going to have too much, and he potentially thinks Man United are going to park the bus. As you know, Mourinho's known for doing in big games because he did it against Man City. He did it against Man City. He did it against Liverpool, was it last season as well? So everyone's questions Mourinho's team selection and his tactics are all currently wrong. And I think the structure in the team isn't currently right because this team has failed to, you know, potentially this team has failed to be. This team has not been a replica to the team that Alex Ferguson had, as we all currently know. And, you know, since Ferguson's retired, it hasn't been the same, as we all know. You know, we have spent a lot of money, you know, including all the managerial. We've spent about £1 million, and I said we've had different managers with different philosophies, different styles of play, as I currently said. So I think the board, you know, need to recommend the right man to come into the job. We've got the winning mentality. who can command us in that winning position, as I said. And potentially it was a disgraceful performance yesterday. You know, the best movement of the game was Marcus Rashford's goal. Great movement, Lingard and Matt Ashton putting a good crossing. Rashford getting a good goal, and that's when we seemed to step up the tempo. You know, we created a few chances towards the end of the game. Mata was unlucky at the end not to connect on that, you know, long ball played up the top for him. You know, if he'd have got that, he might have got, he might have rescued us a draw. But to be quite fair, Valencia, every time we had the ball, you know, they read his game plan. You know, they were onto every ball, and when we had the ball, we wasn't pressing. You know, we wasn't going forward enough, and we looked totally slow. We looked totally static. There was no pace, there was no flair, there was no intensity. There was just absolutely nothing. And the style of football is absolutely atrocious. Jose Mangiel's style at the club's atrocious. His style of play, as I said, he's absolutely atrocious at this club. And we know Jose Mourinho's had a good history and he's had a good pedigree and all that, but as he has discussed, and he has basically said, Jose Mourinho, we've still succeeded. You know, he's successful finishing second, but he did say, right there,
Gabriel Jesus. Maybe just kicked it a little bit there, and
he did say we haven't learned nothing from the Valencia defeated Jose Mourinho, and he also said he isn't surprised by the result, and he's basically pinpointing blame on the current starting 11 that he currently started, but it's down to him to pick the right team, Jose Mourinho, at the end of the day. But we showed absolutely no character yesterday. Valencia could have been out of sight in the first half. You know, potentially they had chances through Sola, they had chances through Batshuayi, he had a couple of opportunities, especially in the first half. Valencia are a poor side. They hadn't even qualified. 15th in La Liga, as we all know, the 15th in La Liga. You know, they've only scored 12 goals out of 15 games this season in La Liga. So essentially we had a good enough team to beat them, as I clearly said, but the structure of the team isn't right. The team's not gelling properly. On paper that is a good team because a lot of money has been put in that team, as I said, but Mourinho, as I said, he's only won 3 trophies since he's come to the club. Trophyless last season. He was discussing about top 4 a couple of weeks ago. I doubt that we're going to get top 4. I don't think we're going to be in Champions League next season. We're not going to be in Champions League football next season. Now we've finished runners-up in the group, we're going to face a tough opponent in the 16 draw, which is going to be potentially live here on Monday, as I said, but I can understand that Manchester United have got a lot of players injured. You know, Rojo is now injured reportedly, he's suffering from injury problems. Darmian's reportedly injured. Lindelof's injured. I think Luke Shaw's been injured as well. Martial's injured. He's missed the last 2 games as well through injury. But obviously, I said Mourinho, the players he's bought, which is 11 since he's come to the club. Majority of these players he's bought, the players have not been performing. As I said, it's the players, some of the players that Mourinho already had when he came to the club. You know, that are showing some art and desire. Rashford's playing very, very well. Martial's been playing very well when he's been fully fit for the majority of this season. And De Gea, they are the 3 best players for Manchester United this season, as we all know. Pogba's struggling, Lukaku's struggling. We know Lukaku's, you know, of course he's Premier League proven, as we all know he's got no Lukaku, but potentially for me, I know Lukaku's Premier League proven. He's failed to replicate that form he did when he first came to United, when he scored 27 goals in the league. And he's failed to replicate the form that he's done all in all in the Premier League, because he is Premier League proven, but his first touch is atrocious. Every time he gets the ball he's too slow. Man United was struggling to, you know, thread balls through to him yesterday to give him any support, potentially, because we couldn't, you know, we were stringing passes well, but we wasn't going nowhere with it because Valencia just played so good defensively. They were nice and organised and composed at the back as well, and every time they had the ball it only took them 3-4 passes to set a counter-attack off and get in our 6-yard area, as we all currently know. And they look so dangerous on the counter-attack, especially though that right-hand side, you know, they got, you know, through our right-hand side far too easily. That potentially needs addressing as well as that right-hand side. But when Young came on, Young played well, he made some decent runs down the left-hand flank. Rashford came on, he played well. Lingard came on, he played well. But apart from that, we didn't show anything in the game. We was on the back foot for the most of the game. There was just nothing in that team that impressed me whatsoever. Nothing at all that impressed me in that team yesterday. And we know the performances haven't been good enough this season. Reportedly, Mourinho's also said if City Liverpool do keep spending, as I said, it's going to be potentially hard for Man United to challenge for the league. he doesn't know when Man United are next going to challenge for the league, and potentially, and we have spent a lot of money, and we should be up there competing, like we did under Alex Ferguson for nearly 3 decades and years and years and years. But we haven't been the same since Fergie left, because he didn't work out under Moyes. He never had a good pedigree anyway. He managed an average team, but he did good with an average team for 10 years. Van Gaal didn't work out. He didn't have the right philosophy. As I said, he got a few decent results in him, but he didn't have the correct philosophy to command Man United in that position. Now we've got Mourinho in. Considering the expectations would be for him to get this team competing and challenging for major honours. Also, too, when we first got him in, we thought, he's a great manager. He's got a great history. He's won titles everywhere he's been. He's also proven in the Premier League as well. Obviously, at that moment in time, when we did appoint Mourinho, obviously you're going to give that guy a loyalty, considering what he's won in the past and what he's achieved and that. You were always going to give him a loyalty to come to the club, but he just hasn't met the expectation levels. As we all currently know, he hasn't met the expectation levels of the club, and I think we need another manager that's more of an attacking approach manager. We need a manager that's more of an attacking approach than Jose Mourinho, because I think Mourinho's clueless at this club. There's still potentially people backing Jose Mourinho, as we all currently know, but I wouldn't certainly back him now, as I said, because it is going to get worse and worse and worse. We are going to get beat on Sunday, as I said. But yeah, he's reportedly going to get, £100 million to spend in the January transfer window. I wouldn't trust Jose Mourinho with this money at all. He said the other week he wasn't too convinced we was going to get any Glasgow signs in January. And potentially, what top player would want to play for this club at this moment in time, because it is an absolute shambles. Historically, we are the best team in English football. We are still a massive club. And, for a club our size, I'm surprised the board and the owners are putting up with Jose Mourinho's nonsense. So I think Ed Woodward out of the club, Glazer's out of the club, Jose Mourinho out of the club. But I think Ed Woodward has got to react fast now, as I currently said. But Jose Mourinho's got to take some responsibility, as I said, and he's got to take some responsibility. The performances are not good enough. And the majority of the players that are playing for him, they're not getting the best out of Mourinho. The players aren't getting, they're not getting the best out of Mourinho. The players, Mourinho's not getting the best out of the players. So I think it's time for us to recommend for a change. It's as simple as that. And I still think we need a strong central defender. We do need an attacker as well, because Lukaku, as I said, he's Premier League proved. He scored 45 goals for Belgium. He's been playing senior football since the age of 16, when he was in his prime, of course, Romelu Lukaku. But he hasn't delivered the goods this season. When Sanchez's been playing, he hasn't delivered the goods this season, as we all know, Alexis Sanchez. We know he's injured now till January, but he has not delivered the goods at Manchester United since he's come. As I currently said, the highest paid earner at the club, as we all know. Matic, who's played for the majority of this season, I know Mourinho dropped in yesterday, but Matic is poor. I said when we signed him, I had concerns about Nemanja Matic when he came to Manchester United. I thought, with the stature of Mourinho, with his when he first came, Mourinho, obviously, with the brilliance at that time of Mourinho, I thought he could have turned Matic a better player, but he hasn't done that really since he's come to United. Matic, apart from scoring a great goal against Crystal Palace, was it last season, something like that. He did play well against Arsenal, but he's static. He's too slow. No tempo to his play to create and thread balls forward into attacking positions. So I don't like Matic. I was delighted with the signing when we got him, 40 million. I thought he could have dramatically improved, but he hasn't really proved himself since he's come to the club, Matic. Mourinho does have a good relationship with Matic, as we all know. Fellaini as well, same with Fellaini. Mourinho's been selecting him quite lately, as we all know. But Pogba was not at it yesterday. Pogba was not even at it. He had a couple of chances in the second half, and then substitutions came on from long range, one from the left hand side, one from the edge of just 25 yards out, was it? Pereira had a long range effort saved as well. We didn't have one single shot on target in that first half. We didn't have one single shot on target in that first half. I think we had one shot in the first half, and that was the Pogba's dreadful miss. As I said, but we're just not the Manchester United we used to be, and I'm not confident in this Manchester United squad anymore. We're no longer feared. Any team can play us now, and they're very, very confident that they can beat us. Because the fear factor's no longer here. The fear factor's no longer at Old Trafford as it was under Alex Ferguson. And any team on the day feel as though they can beat us because we are potentially not good enough. as I said, we're not lasting in the Champions League. You know, potentially we're not going to last in that Champions League anywhere because we've luckily got through this group stage. I don't know how. Lucky to beat Young Boys, lucky to win at Juventus. As I said, the best result in the Champions League was the Juventus game because it was a great result, but the performance was shocking. We weren't even in that match, but the changes had changed it around. As I said, in the Juventus game, and it was a shot there lost to Young Boys yesterday. This is why I'm frustrated as well, because we had this chance to top in the group. We maybe wouldn't have got as hard a draw, but now we've made it worse for ourselves because we are now going to get a difficult draw. I think the tie we can potentially hope for now is probably Porto out of the list. I think they're the easiest we could get out of the list of the teams now that we could potentially get in the last 16. As I said, but and we know Mourinho hasn't had great relationships with the top players since he's come to the club. And will he start Paul Pogba on Sunday? But, well, he did say, Mourinho, didn't he? Potentially about Paul Pogba. If he isn't impressive, if he impresses himself against Valencia, he'll probably give him the chance against Liverpool. But he wasn't impressive, so he may drop Pogba for Liverpool, as I said. And we've got a lot of problems defensively, as I said, and we can't go in that game playing defensively. We cannot go in that game playing defensively. But, you know, Michael Owen thinks we will go in that game playing defensively as well. But potentially, yeah, as I said, you know, there's been rumours of Jose Mourinho leaving Man United. Potentially there's been rumours of Jose Mourinho leaving Man United. According to George Mendes, who hardly ever publicly speaks about Mourinho, he said he's happy at the club are happy with him, he's fully committed to the club reportedly from George Mendes. Mourinho said he wasn't interested in George Mendes' statement, he said he wasn't adamant about it, and he doesn't care about George Mendes' statement, but a lot of United fans want him out now. You know, my perspective never changed after Fulham. I thought, you know, we've had two decent performances. Can somewhere along the line, can Mourinho, you know, at least try and have a good second half of the season this season? But potentially not, because he's back to square one again. Two decent performances and back to square one. And I just think we're lacking in the final third. I just think we're lacking quality. We're lacking quality, and the team's just not playing properly as the team should be. Like movement. Good movement, fast pace, and we're not playing with any movement, we're not playing with any fast pace, and we're boring to watch. We are absolutely boring to watch. As Kilty said, Mourinho didn't play Luke Shaw yesterday because I think Luke Shaw was injured. Luke Shaw's been mainly Jose Mourinho's first choice left back anyway this season, of course. But I could see a few players leaving because there is a lot of players, you know, coming to the end of the deals, as I said, and potentially for me, this guy doesn't have a clue. Simple as that, this guy doesn't have a clue. We know there's been rumours about Mauricio Pochettino. Maybe we could try and recommend an interim manager to come in until the end of the season and then maybe get Pochettino or Zinedine Zidane in it. You know, guys. Yeah, so we could try and get an interim manager in, you know, till the end of the season, you know, to try and have more of an attacking approach. As I said, you know, back in 2014 when David Moyes had only lasted 9 months into the job, potentially Giggs took over for 4 games, something like that. He took over as interim manager. He never had any managerial experience, so I don't think he'd have succeeded as a manager, to be honest with you. He knew the team deep down because he played for him for years. Giggs was a great legend, as I said, Ryan Giggs. You know, made over 600 appearances, scored over 100 odd goals for Manchester United. Great legend, as I currently said. And people are aware of the problems that are lying in the team. So for me, I'd recommend a new manager now, permanently, or I'd even at least get an interim manager till the end of the season, and then recommend a new manager at the end of the season, because potentially I don't want Mourinho at this club. I do not want him here. Pochettino, as I said, Premier League proven. He's been in the Premier League, what, 7 years now, Pochettino. Potentially he's only spent £50 million at Tottenham since 2014 as Pochettino. He's a good manager, Pochettino. In terms of silverware as a manager, hasn't won out, but he got 2nd and 3rd place in his first season with Tottenham. He's been manager in nearly a decade, since 2009. He's the ex-manager of Espanyol, 3 or 4 years, Southampton. Reportedly Man United would have to pay around, what, £40 million to get him in the next season, reportedly. According to Pochettino, he's happy with Tottenham. He's very happy with Tottenham. and he's concentrating on getting top 4 with Tottenham. As I said, he has got a good bunch of players. Mourinho discussed about, you know, how ruthless Tottenham are sanctioning their best players off. But Pochettino played 18 years in his playing career as well, but he's in a 5-year deal with Tottenham, reportedly. And he said it would cost Man United less to sack Jose Mourinho if we did fail to get top 4 this season. Now, I don't think we're going to get top 4 this season, because potentially teams above us that are not going to drop points. But this squad of Man United, it just isn't gelling properly. So if you say we had Pep Guardiola as manager, who's got a fantastic pedigree, won 24 trophies in his managerial career, broken records, doing fantastically well Manchester City, spent a lot of money in that City team. If he had this Manchester United squad now, potentially, do you think it would be competing for the title? Obviously, he'd have a different, you know, tactic, team selection to Jose Mourinho. He'd have a different sort of game plan. Would Pep Guardiola probably same with Jurgen Klopp as well. So any neutral, any other fan of another team, what players would you take for Manchester United this moment in time? They'd probably say Rashford, Martial or De Gea. That's it. That's the only players that potentially take for Manchester United at this current moment in time. But yeah, we know Zinedine Zidane. I love Zinedine Zidane. Highly experienced as a manager. Highly experienced of playing as well. You know, he's never played in the Premier League or managed in the Premier League, but he's won a lot of individual awards. He's He's achieved a lot of silverware during his managerial career and his playing career as well. You know, with Juventus when he played, he won honours with them. You know, he won honours as a player with Real Madrid and won honours when he managed Real Madrid. He won, you know, 3 Champions Leagues with Real Madrid. Zinedine Zidane, his son confirmed he will return into management soon, potentially, and he's managerless at the moment. And I think he'd have that winning mentality and that stature to command Manchester United in that position, as I said. But the results are not good enough this season for United. We're not getting enough points. We're conceding too many goals. We're not scoring enough goals as well. We might have scored 4 against Fulham, but that's a team that did spend £100 million last summer. Fulham, they're sitting bottom of the league. They've got the worst goal difference in the league, as I said. So the only thing I've credited Jose Mourinho for this since he's come is some of the changes he's made of, you know, dramatically, you know, got us results in games. You know, I credited him for getting us to the FA Cup final last season, which we didn't turn up in, and I credited him for getting us the League Cup in the Europa League and the Community Shield in his first season. Apart from that, I have no sympathy for Jose Mourinho because I just think he's totally wrong. He's totally wrong, and we could see players go, as I said, but we know the players will be linked up for January anyway. Mourinho's been having discussions with Ed Woodward about this, and George Mendes was there. Reportedly they've come to an agreement for January, as I said. And you know, reportedly his main priority target is Toby Alderweireld from Tottenham. I said he has some reservations about his game. I do like Toby Alderweireld. He can be a world-class central defender because we do need a highly experienced central defender, as we all know.
Not on their feet there. It's a spectacular effort.
We do need a highly experienced central defender, as we all know. Toby Alderweireld, reportedly Mourinho's confident to get a deal of £40 million over the line for him in January. We know he's available for £25 million next summer. He's proven in the Premier League. I think he needs to adapt some areas of his game still, Toby Alderweireld. But reportedly Man United are linked to him. We're linked to him during the course of the summer, but Tottenham were demanding around £60 million. There's been no sign of him signing a new contract with Tottenham Hotspur. You can put him as a centre-back. You can put him as a left-back as well, Toby Alderweireld. I'm a Toby Alderweireld fan. You know, he's a good player. He's proven in the Premier League. You think he'd complement our defence very fantastically well, Toby Alderweireld. But reportedly Man United are willing to put a deal for him in the January transfer window, Toby Alderweireld. So he's reportedly our main target. Koulibaly, who I'd absolutely love at Manchester United. Great, strong central defender, tall. Age, 27, 28, highly experienced in Italy with Napoli. I think he adapts every area of his game fantastically well. Highly experienced, good defender, very good, strong, physical defender, good tackler. And he leads the defensive line fantastically well for Napoli, does Koulibaly. And I think it'd be great if he would come to the Premier League to experience the Premier League, Koulibaly. Reportedly, we would have to pay around, you know, £90 million for him, potentially, which would make him the most expensive defender, as we all know. Reportedly, he has been at Napoli since 2014 as Koulibaly. I do really like him. He dramatically improved our central defensive position fantastically well. As I said, and he's a great player. He is a great player, and I do really like Koulibaly. But he's under contract with Napoli till 2023. Napoli financially would make a huge profit from this. They paid only £7 million for him from Genk. And he's a great player. He's a great player. His physical attributes are very good. He's a very good, strong defender, and I think he'd look good if he were to come and experience the Premier League era, to be quite honest with you. He's been recently nominated African Footballer of the Year as well as Koulibaly, and reportedly Man United have been in talks and discussions with Napoli over this. Reportedly Man United over the week had around the £80 million bid turned down for Koulibaly. According to Mourinho, he thinks he's too expensive. Obviously, Toby Alderweireld is about what? If we want to get Toby Alderweireld, Tottenham wouldn't want to sell him, but £40 million is a tempting offer. Tottenham would make a £15 million profit because he's available for £25 million next summer. But as I said, you know, if we were to get Koulibaly, rather than Alderweireld, we'll be paying an extra 60 million pounds, you know, for Koulibaly instead of Alderweireld. But obviously Koulibaly is a lot better than Toby Alderweireld. As I said, you know, Alderweireld I think is older than Koulibaly. Alderweireld, what, 28, 29 or something like that. But as I said, you know, Man United reported how they bid turned down the other week for Koulibaly, as I said, and potentially, yeah, he's been a target for Manchester United as well. Potentially Milan Skriniar. I like Milan Skriniar as well. He's still in his prime. He's of what age? 22, 23 years of age. Inter Milan player. He's been at Inter Milan since 2017 as a player. You know, Inter Milan paid £20 million for him from Sampdoria. He's the most expensive. He's the most expensive Slovakian player of all time, I think, at the moment. He's still got 4 years left on his deal with Inter Milan. His physical attributes are very good of what I've seen of him. You can put him as a centre back, you can put him as a defensive midfielder. But reportedly Manchester United have been linked with Milan Skriniar as well. And I don't mind Milan Skriniar. He obviously got voted the best under 21 player back in, was it 2016 for Slovakia as well. So not a bad player, what I've seen of Milan Skriniar. A few teams have reportedly been interested in him. But yeah, and you know, that's been going out in the press quite a few days. Eddie Metelio reportedly has been, I've heard of him as well. Reportedly he's got around a 45 million release clause. Reportedly Man United have showed an interest in him. He's only aged 20, so potentially he's aged 20, so he's still in his prime. He's his player. He's aged 20, he's under contract with Porto to 2023 reportedly. He's been in the senior squad quite a few years now as the player. I don't really know much about him, but reportedly Man United have showed an interest in him, reportedly.
Well, the lad took it well, but quite rightly the linesman flag goes up.
Why is he disconnected from this game? I think Doyle's injured as well for Manchester United, but as I'm saying, you know, we've been linked with a couple of midfielders that have been mentioned, you know, in the press. As I said, you know, a couple of midfielders have been mentioned in the press as well. You know, potentially Tanguy and Ndombele. Purportedly, he's a Lyon player. Reportedly, what is he age? 21 years of age. He's supposed to be very competitive, very good, tenacious midfielder as well. Reportedly. Reportedly, there's a few teams that have been interested in him. As I said, there's been a few teams interested in him. There's been City, Barcelona, Tottenham, Everton interested in this Ndombele as well. He's supposed to be very good young age talent, a good young prospect. Highly experienced in France now. He's permanently signed for Lyon early on this year, I think, for line 7.2 million. Obviously, when he first came to Lyon, he was on a 1-year loan deal, which Lyon obviously paid for around £2 million. He's an ex-Airmen's player as well, but reportedly Lyon recommend they want around 80-90 million pounds for the player, and that's a lot of money for a young player. As I currently said, that is a lot of money for a young player. Yeah, Man United have been interested in him as well. Potentially, you know, Ozil come onto the equation the other day. Reportedly the bookies had actually favoured Manchester United to go sign Mesut Ozil from Arsenal. He was a player that Manchester United were linked with last year. when he was coming to the end of his deal under Wenger, and it was looking like he wasn't going to sign a new deal, but he ended up signing a new deal last year sometime, and he signed a new contract worth £350,000 a week. Reportedly Inter Milan have been interested in him as well. Mesut Ozil, good, strong, quick, good in the air. Can be a bit lazy sometimes, can Mesut Ozil. You can put him on the wing as well. And he's been good. He's Premier League proven. You know, he obviously loves Mourinho. Mourinho loves him as well. As I said, and he's won a lot of individual awards. He's won a lot of silverware, you know, where he's been as well, Mesut Ozil. And he's a good midfielder. He's Mesut Ozil. And he's a good midfielder, is Mesut Ozil. Reportedly the books have favoured Man United to sign him. Obviously now he's got a new deal with Arsenal. Obviously they'd recommend a fee from him in January if they were to sell him Arsenal. You know, at the start of the season he did very well, but recently he's been out of form, and he's obviously had problems. He's had a back injury and that, so potentially Mesut Ozil has failed to really adapt himself under Umremme. You know, and Umremme is obviously first season, as I said, so obviously that's what it said in the press, and he's Premier League proven, and obviously Mourinho's looking to reunite with the player, as I said.
Goalkeeper, and he's flagged offside.
And you know, he's been at Arsenal since 2013. He's an ex-Schalke, Werder Bremen and Real Madrid player as well. He's reason up the youth system with Schalke as well, did Mesut Ozil, as I said. And yeah, he's a player that Manchester United have been interested in. Reportedly Inter Milan was set to have talks with his representatives. Ozil was set to have talks with Inter Milan, as I said. So he's potentially been mentioned as well, and he's a good player. There's been talks in the Daily Star the other day in the press that, you know, Ozil to United, Sanchez back to Arsenal as a current swap deal. As I said, Sanchez wasn't loyal to Arsenal because he left and came to United, so I can't see Arsenal potentially, you know, taking Sanchez back, you know, to be quite honest with you. But there has been talks about it anywhere.
Morata. Mata.
God damn it. Look, I'm getting shit on FIFA now. I'm getting really crap on FIFA now, to be quite honest with you. I really am, to be quite honest with you. But as I said, Mourinho's going to make loads of changes for the game on Sunday. I have no confidence going into the game because Liverpool just absorb so much pressure. The pace of Salah, you know, the Manchester United defence can't cope with it. You know, Mane is a great player. And I think we'll be played off the park on Sunday. Liverpool have got great tempo, the football's great, defensively they're very good this season as well. We've scored, what, in the league, 34 goals, only league 6 goals in, as I said, but potentially, you know, he hasn't been the same since Ferguson left, let's be all honest, he hasn't been the same since he left. You know, we had great players who won silverware year after year after year. There's still some of the players here now under Mourinho, but you know, we had players under Fergie that were even playing on world stages at one point. That's how potentially good we were. You know, we've been good in the 90s and 2000s. We've dominated the 90s and 2000s, but it's just since 2013 we just haven't been the same team. And everyone knew it was going to be a problem when Ferguson, you know, was going to retire. Everyone knew it was going to be a problem, especially when he recommended Moyes, because they were both Scottish. And then I thought, yeah, we've had a bad spell with Moyes, hasn't had a good pedigree, get a new manager in, turn us around. Van Gaal didn't do it, and Mourinho hasn't done it. So potentially for me, you know, would you maybe try and get an ex-player to manage Manchester United as an interim manager until we get a new one at the end of the season? Would you try and get an ex-player to manage, you know, permanently? You know, what would you do? I'd like to know your opinions and comments like below. As I said, I'd just like to know your opinions on that. Essentially, it's going to be the 201st meeting between Liverpool and Manchester United. As I said, this is going to be the 201st meeting between Liverpool and United. Liverpool have not beaten us in their last 8 Premier League games though, so we have got a pretty amazing record against Liverpool. As I said, we're looking for back-to-back wins against them. Last time we did that was January 2016 against Liverpool. Potentially, you know, we have got a good record against Liverpool, as I said, but they're now the 16 games unbeaten. As we all know, they haven't lost in the Premier League yet. As we all can know, this is a great run. This is best run Liverpool's, you know, for a long time. As I said, and I just think they're going to win on Sunday. Liverpool, to be quite honest with you. The last 2 visits to Anfield in the league have been goalless draws, as we all know. Liverpool have not beaten us in the league, I don't think, since 2014, when we lost at Old Trafford 10-3-0 under David Moyes, and that's when at that time they had Brendan Rodgers, I think, as their manager at that moment in time. I think that's the last time we lost to Liverpool in the league. I think I'm pretty right. I think I'm right there, to be quite honest with you. Because recently we've been getting decent victories over Liverpool. You know, we beat them 4 times on the trot in the league under Louis van Gaal. That game, one of the games, Mata scored 2 great goals. We won 2-1. We played well in that game, to be quite fair. We played really, really well. Mata played well, got 2 good goals. You know, I remember the 3-1 game. There were 2 good goals in that as well at Old Trafford. Martial scored in his debut in that game. He scored in his debut, so that was good to see Martial scoring his debut in that. Benteke scored a good overhead kick, to be quite fair, in that game. We beat them 3-0 as well at home. You know, we beat them 1-0 at Anfield when Neymar scored. So we beat them 4 times in Louis van Gaal area in the league. You know, we didn't beat them with the Moyes in the league, but we did beat them in the League Cup 1-0. Hernandez scored. I think Liverpool, obviously, considering they've never ever won the Premier League since it's been founded, the Premier League, I think they've got a great chance this season of winning the Premier League. Manchester City, of course, still in it, as I said, and I think an English team could win the Champions League this season. You know, Real Madrid have won it for the last 3 seasons, the current record holders of the Champions League, as we all currently know. But I don't think they will this season, because obviously they've lost Ronaldo and that, and they've got a few problems in their team. They're doing well at the moment. They obviously haven't got Zinedine Zidane anymore as manager. Real Madrid, Juventus, they still could have a chance even though they lost to young boys. The Juventus have still got a great squad. As I said, fantastic historically in Italy, best team in Italy without a shadow of a doubt. You know.
And Herrera. Now Lingard. Morata. In quickly.
Paris Saint-Germain, we could even get Paris Saint-Germain, you know, in the last 16, which is going to be a tough game. I don't think they'll win the Champions League, Paris Saint-Germain, because their league, they're totally the best in their French league, but that's the pub league, in my opinion, is the French league. They've spent a lot of money, Paris Saint-Germain, as well, and I still think they'd beat us. They've got quite a lot of quality in that team. They've got Neymar, Mbappe and all that in that team. That would cause us problems as well. You've got Juventus there, you've got Bayern Munich there as well. Nah, I don't think we've got a chance. Honestly, I don't think we've got a chance at all, guys, quite honest with you. But this team is just not reflecting of the team that Ferguson had and what these players achieved, you know, what the players achieved under Fergie and what Ferguson achieved himself individually. Just no cohesion in this team, there's just no nothing, and I have a lot of concerns. With Paul Pogba, rumours about him going back to Juventus in January. Reportedly did say Juventus were willing to put around a £72 million bidding for Pogba in January. He hasn't really proven himself in English football. He still has huge talent. People make it out he's that good. I don't think he's that good. He can have a good game here and there. He still is our essential midfielder. Bad performance yesterday, Paul Pogba, but he had 4 or 5 good years with Juventus, you know, where he won honours and that, you know, Paul Pogba. But he hasn't really proved himself in English football, and obviously, you know, Fergie let him go in 2012 because he wasn't getting enough game time, as we all know, and he actually began his professional career with Man United because as a youngster he played for Le Havre, did Paul Pogba, but we know he's had bad disputes with Jose Mourinho, as we all know, so reportedly £72 million reportedly. Man United wouldn't want to go along with this anyway, because Man United paid £89 million for Paul Pogba back in 2016, so we'll be out of pocket. I know we've had him a cup quite a few years now, but we'll still be out of pocket because Juventus are willing to offer £72 million. They're willing to, you know, basically buy him cheaper than they sold him for. As I said, because they sold him for more, but they're looking to buy him cheaper, £17 million cheaper than, you know, which Manchester United bought him for. We paid £89 million. Juventus sold him for £89 million, so they're looking to buy him cheaper than they sold him for. Juventus, as I said. But yeah, will Pogba go? I do not know. As I said, Mourinho's obviously blaming the players. He puts the majority of the blame on Paul Pogba, as I said. So, be interesting to see how he lines up on Sunday against Liverpool, Jose Mourinho. As I said, be very interesting to see how he does line up on Sunday. We'll see what happens, as I said, but this team is not the team it used to be, and it's just as simple as that. And I think recommending a new manager to come in is a start. That's what Manchester United have potentially, you know, got to do. As I said,
quick-witted and quick in his movement too.
We need a world-class striker. That's what we need. A world-class striker. Lukaku isn't delivering the goods. We need a world-class striker. As I said, and we have missed out on a lot of potential targets. as I said, and potentially, you know, I'd have preferred Morata to Lukaku. Lukaku's more Premier League proven, but Morata's obviously just a better footballer than Romelu Lukaku. I'd have loved Aubameyang at Manchester United. I'd have loved Aubameyang, great number 9, finishing asset. He's a great finishing asset. He's delivered the goods in the Premier League since he's come to Arsenal. Very, very good with Borussia Dortmund before as well. I'd have loved Aubameyang. I think he'd have complemented that front line fantastically well. Aubameyang, Lacazette, I'd have even took Lacazette. So yeah, we do need a prolific goal scorer. That's what Manchester United need at the moment. We need that prolific goal scorer as a backup option, as we all know. We need a strong central defender to sort them defensive issues out. I think we need a defensive midfielder as well, to be quite honest with you, because Matic and Fellaini aren't going to deliver the goods, are they, in any defensive midfield? They're too slow. As I said, but shocking yesterday. Build-up play shocking. No tempo to his game. Where was the game plan? I do not know. But it was a shocking performance from Valencia, who were a poor side. You know, 15th in La Liga. As I said, well, we're not going to last in the Champions League anywhere. We're not even going to last in the competition. So the only thing I think we've got to play for is FA Cup, and I can't even see us making an impact in that. To be quite honest with you, we got Red in the FA Cup in January. It's a game that you should think Man United would win anywhere, but I have no confidence on the Jose Mourinho, as I do keep saying. As I said, the only players that are playing well is Rashford, Martial when he's not being injured, and De Gea, that's it. The rest of them have struggled. To be fair, when Lindelof was fully match fit early on this season, he made a dramatic improvement. Matic is struggling, Pogba's struggling, Lukaku's struggling, Sanchez has been struggling when he's been match fit. So there's a lot of problems in that team, and as Mourinho's confirmed, the Luke Shaw, I think he's injured. He said he was injured from what I saw. Doyle's injured, Lindelof's injured, Smalling's injured, Damian's injured. So look at all them defenders we've got injured. Look at all them defenders that Manchester United have got injured. Luke Shaw's obviously Mourinho's most preferred choice left back when he's fully match fit, but Luke Shaw obviously during his playing career has been known to be injury prone. He's had a few injury problems in his career. He had it with Southampton as well when he was at Southampton, Luke Shaw.
Always seemed to be on the stretch for that, couldn't quite get above it.
But yeah, Andres Pereira, it was good to see him get the start yesterday. I think he played okay, Pereira. I don't think he was that bad, Pereira, to be quite honest with you. Obviously he hasn't played much this season, Andres Pereira, as we all know. With Juan Mata, as I said now, 100 goals all in all, 50 assists, 50 goals in the English top flight. It's partly said Real Madrid have reportedly been interested in Juan Mata. Obviously, I don't think he'd turn the opportunity, to go back to Real Madrid, because that's where he began his career with Real Madrid. Well, he risen up the ranks for Real Madrid, and then he potentially played for Real Madrid Castilla as well. He worked through Real at Valencia for a good 4 years, did Juan Mata. He's been in the Premier League, what now, is it? A good 8 years or something like that. He's won honours. He's won a lot of honours, he's achieved a lot, but he hasn't ever won the Premier League, Juan Mata, and reportedly Real Madrid are interested in him, because we know Real Madrid are known for buying Premier League players. They're identifying him as a replacement for Isco, Real Madrid, Juan Mata. He said in the press the other day, Real Madrid were interested in him, Juan Mata. But yeah, I still like Juan Mata. He's a great consistent player when he's on his game, good composure. I prefer him in the middle than the right hand side, Juan Mata, if I'm going to be quite honest with you. But that's my perspective on it anywhere.
Here's a chance to attack.
But yeah, still a very, very consistent player. There's been no sign of Man United getting him a new contract, as I said, and same with Herrera. Obviously, he came with the squad yesterday. He was on the bench, but he didn't come on. We haven't secured him a new deal yet. Man United have been in talks of getting him a new deal at the club as well under Herrera. As I said, so potentially De Gea will be back into the squad for Sunday. Matic, I presume, will be back into the squad for Sunday. And Mourinho's confirmed that Lingard, Rashford and Ashley Young will be featuring in the Liverpool game, as he has confirmed, because they seem to be the sparks at the moment. Lingard, did okay when he came on yesterday. Rashford was fantastic when he came on yesterday, got the goal as well. and he's getting goals lately, and he's been providing assists as well. So he has been the man lately, Marcus Rashford. To be quite fair to him, he has been the man. And as I said, Rashford's won everything here, apart from the Premier League and Champions League. Martial's won everything here, apart from the Premier League and Champions League, as I said. But there's still time for that to happen, but not under Jose Mourinho, sorry, not going to happen. We need to recommend a new manager. We definitely need to recommend a new manager. You know, there's been talks that Mourinho is going to be gone at the end of the season. As I said, I won that game 3-2. I only just won that game as well. I play better when I'm not talking, but I can't help talking because I just always talk, guys, as I said. But potentially for me, the best players in the Premier League is Mohamed Salah top. I think Eden Hazard's, you know, up there as well. I think, you know, De Bruyne is up there as well, if I'm going to be quite honest with you. But I can't see Manchester United getting a result on Sunday. I'd be very, very surprised if Manchester United get a result on Sunday. We have to win. I don't think we're going to win. I don't think we've got a chance. We have not got a chance. We can't. We're not even on the same level as Liverpool. We can't even compare ourselves to the likes of Liverpool. We're not going to win on Sunday. Liverpool are going to win. I bet any money Liverpool will win on Sunday. But these performances are not good enough at Manchester United, as I said. And yeah, so it's a 200 for me between Liverpool and United. The preview will be coming up tomorrow in all competitions. Man United have won 80, Liverpool have won 65. There's been 55 draws. You know, they haven't beaten us in 8 Premier League games, as I said. They haven't beaten us in 8 Premier League games, and Man United looking back-to-back victories against Liverpool, you know, since 2016 in the Premier League. And Juan Mata's got a good goal-scoring, you know, good goal-scoring form against Liverpool in the recent meetings, as I said. And yeah, so we'll have to see what happens. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching this channel. As I said, as like you always do, if you do consider drop a like on the video. I will be going off now, guys, because I have got stuff to do. As I said, give me ratings on the video. Drop your comments, like below on the channel. There'll be more live videos coming up very, very soon. And just look online at what Mourinho said in his post-match interview yesterday. The interview also mentioned to him about Liverpool. He said, I didn't mention Liverpool, and then the interviewer said, well, it's important for the fans, and it's important for the players and the fans. The interviewer, Mourinho, said that he did admit there wasn't enough intensity, there wasn't enough ambition. He said, in terms of the ball that we had, that, you know, the passing was good, but he said we were too passive, wasn't, you know, we did look comfortable, but we didn't cause any threats at all to Valencia. And the structure of that team isn't right. And Mourinho said it's important that we've qualified, it's good that we've qualified. He said it's still successful finishing second in the group, because Mourinho did admit it was a difficult group, as I said, and he said the changes had improved dramatically towards the end, but obviously the game was already over, so why would we be chasing the game near the end? Why didn't we prepare ourselves from the off and start playing? I just don't understand at all. And Jose Mourinho basically said, you know, he hasn't learned his lesson for the Valencia defeat. So now with Paul Pogba, potentially it's going to be a debate if he's going to start him on Sunday, because Mourinho clearly said he wanted Pogba to lead the way, and he wanted him to put an impressive standout performance in, and he didn't do that. So he hasn't met the expectations of what Mourinho basically said to him. Mourinho had discussions with Lukaku about his poor form. Lukaku's form still being poor. Mourinho did say he only discussed with players who he thinks will, you know, will improve and understand and stuff like that. And Lukaku knows he has to improve, and potentially, for me, not good enough for Manchester United. As I said, I had concerns about it when he came, but I knew that he had a great ratio. He was well proven in the Premier League. He was scoring loads of goals at the Premier League teams he'd been at. And he did it in his first season. But especially this season, he just hasn't been to his potential best at all. So his form's an issue. His form is really an issue, as I said. So anyway, as I said, drop a like on the video, subscribe to Charlie Davenport. Well, that's my YouTube channel name. And subscribe to Charlie Davenport. I've changed it a couple of times. Subscribe to Charlie Davenport. And take care, guys, and I'll see you all again on my next video. There will be one video, I think, coming up later on, as I said. So take care, God bless. I'll see you all again very soon.